At 11 o'clock today. I mean, it was surprising to us that before, in the past, we protested so many times. This is. It was surprising to us that in the past, when we have protested so many times, and recently we had the TSE pass effigy burning, until this day, we have not received any response from the Telangana government regarding any updates towards our protest, towards their decision to release the funds. But even before this protest has started, they have communicated to us they want to meet us exactly at the time. They want to meet every single union leader exactly at the time when the protest is scheduled. It's quite a cunning attempt from their side to divest to prevent the leaders or union leaders from talking to their own community. I mean, who does our obligation belong to? Should we listen to the Telangana government and indulge their demands, very strategic demands, or should we, or is our obligation to the student community who are here gathered in such huge numbers to protest and fight for this campus space? And is our obligation to you to stand here and lead you and be accountable to you? So we told them no, we won't come for this meeting that you have asked for. We'll stand here with our people, with our student community, with our faculties, with our workers, with every single stakeholder of this campus and fight for the integrity of this campus. And only when you have seen the strength that we have pulled together here, you've seen the mobilization that we have brought together here, because we know that you are worried. You are very worried. You are very scared of how large this movement can grow, given how atrocious the actions that they have taken is. We know that you're scared of it. That's why you want to pacify this movement. That's why you want to dissuade us from mobilizing. We have seen the number of vans you've gathered outside the university and the number of police you've brought inside the university. Friends, let's not forget that this, why we have gathered here today. We have not gathered here today simply because a favorite picnic spot of this university is under threat, or simply that lush greenery or the aesthetic appearance of this university is under threat. We have gathered here precisely for two agendas. We have gathered here to defend the public university, defend a public university, defend our access, the integrity of a public resource that has been allotted to this University of Hyderabad for the last 50 years. We have gathered here to fight an ecological struggle. We have gathered here as an extension of the same movement that led to the formation of Telangana. What were the three mottos of the Telangana movement? Water, land, water, fund, and jobs. These were the three. All three. The motto made it very clear that the fight for Telangana's independence was a fight for public resource, was a fight for natural resource. Since this government has come in power, we have seen what they have done with the Musi River Development Project. We have seen what they have done with the Hydra project. We have seen what they did in Damagundam Forest. We have seen what they are doing with the employment opportunities for the marginalized students. We have seen what they are doing with the TSE Pass scholarship. Every promise on which this state was built has been betrayed by this government, whether it is public resource or natural resource. Friends, ecological struggles have always, the anti-caste struggles throughout history have also always been ecological struggles. When Baba Saheb started the Mahat Satyagraha, the Satyagraha was not destined to to water in some shop, to some water cooler. It was destined to a public tank in Mahat. It was a fight for the access to public resource. These Dalit struggles, Adivasi struggles have always been ecological struggles. They have always been fights for lands, for water, for natural resources, for their dignity. Since the government this Telangana Congress government has come into power, they one after another they have been launching various development projects. Every project is intended toward the urban development of Hyderabad or some major urban center. Is that what the foundation of Telangana state was for? What are these development projects hiding under their garb? When Musi River Development Project begins, who is it that is affected most by that project? Whose houses are torn down? Who are displaced from those settlements under the name of illegal encroachments? When Hydra project is started, whose houses are targeted first? The most marginalized, the most desperate, the people who need equitable share in the public resources the most are denied that share the most whenever any development project begins. Since the independence of this country, the governments have launched one development project after another. And after every development project, it is the Dalits, the Adivasis, the marginalized of this nation who have been affected the most, whose access to public resources have been denied the most. Friends, as we've gathered here today, we should realize that who it is that we are questioning right now, who it is that we are pointing our fingers at. To make it very clear, we are pointing our fingers at three bandars of Gandhiji, the three monkeys of Gandhiji. The one who can't see anything, our beloved NSUI in this campus, who lives on this campus, who campaigns against the other organizations of this campus all the time, arguing that they are the best representative of the students' concerns. And back to back, whenever any major issues happen, whether TSC pass or this one, what the only things that they see is the commands that their masters give them. They do not see the problems that are happening in this campus. When they released their statement yesterday, they called this gathering, they called this mobilization a premature escalation. When 5 days ago the raising began, and long ago, for longest time, this university, so friends, this university is 50 years old. We are all celebrating Golden Jubilee lecture series and various other functions this entire year. And for 50 years, this university has not been allowed the legal ownership of its land, which is where this problem stems. The university has not been allowed legally by this government to have legal ownership of this land. That means that in the past, which they have done already, they have exploited that legal loophole to allot the land from this university to various other projects. So far, they've allotted it for institutes and government facilities. This time, this Telangana government is using the same legal status, the same legal loophole to exploit it, to exploit that the space, to give it to private players for the first time. Shame. And when this is happening, the organization that should be a mouthpiece of, that should be speaking for the university students and student community is a mouthpiece for, again, for their government. Like I said earlier, and I'll repeat again, this is not an organization, this is a dholak. Does make sound only when their masters slap their butts. But we're fighting. The demand here is for the legal ownership of the land. The demand here is to conserve the biodiversity of the land. And when we are saying so, who to point our fingers at? One is this. The other monkey would be the monkey that does not listen anything. That is our beloved Honorable Chief Minister Revanth Reddy. When students protest in Ashok Nagar against the anti-reservation policies or regarding Group 1 jobs, they are not, the government, the Revanth Reddy does not listen to them. When Musi River project activists fight against Musi River development project, he does not listen. When we are standing here fighting for this, he is not ready to listen. The other monkey that we have to point our fingers at is the monkey who doesn't speak anything, the national leader Rahul Gandhi, who throughout the year, throughout the election campaigns across several years, has been brandishing the constitution as the leading document, who has been always arguing against the central government, the union government, saying that they are anti-constitutional, that they are anti-reservation, that they are against the benefit of the marginalized students. When their own party has a government in a state, isn't there every policy that has been brought out by them, isn't every development that has followed their election to the government, hasn't it been anti-constitutional? Has it not been anti-reservation? Has it not been against the public benefit of the state? When we know very well that the union government repeatedly has been attacking public education, repeatedly has been attacking the integrity of public universities through various, through NEP, through UGC minimum recruitment, minimum guidelines for recruitment and promotion, through CUT and various other such policies. The state government, on the other hand, has come and physically attacked this university, is trying to physically carve out a huge chunk of this university and limit our access to this public resource. So we should be very careful that while this government on one hand puts the constitution in their pocket, claiming the rights or the votes from the various marginalized sections, claiming that they represent their cause, they represent the constitution, they're filling their other pockets with corporate money. They're filling their other pockets with the corporate funds and corporate bribes. So we have gathered here today, and we should make it very clear that our demand is this university land by the government should be legally registered to the university so that this threat to the future of this university is no more. That the government does not, at their whim, whenever they want, take away the lands of this university as they have done in the past. And our demand is to immediately hold this raising process, immediately hold this auction, and secure the biodiversity of this campus through whatever legal means that they seem necessary. And until these demands are met, this movement will not stop, this mobilization will not stop, it will only grow. And we are very proud, very delighted and very proud to see that the student community, that the faculties, that the workers care about this university and have gathered here and will stay in solidarity for as long as required. Jai Bhim, thank you. And now I request our